Okay, so this is it, A.M.R, stage 19, newly dropped, new forge materials you get from it. This is for the ground unit, so you're getting your Titan forge materials here. We're just going to go over the forge, what you can get from it now, the odds on what you're going to get, and then we'll go through a team makeup, how to pick your team, how to clear this out, how to 3-star it, all of that sort of good stuff. Right, let's jump into the video. Hello and welcome, I'm Mythic, this is Mythic Gaming, and we're back into Watch Your Realms, and we're going to have a quick look at A.M.R. We'll do stages 19 and then we'll do another video on stages 20, but essentially we want the Titan Forge pieces and we want Wisdom Forge pieces. Right, so the Titan Forge is the first one we're going to do in stage 19, so this is what we get with it. We can see now that we get 70% chance for legendaries, so that's up from the 50, but bear in mind there is no epic chance to get. So there was an epic chance of 30, legendary of 50, so that gave you an 80% chance of not getting a mythic. Now we're only at a 70% chance of not getting a mythic, so I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Right, so Mythic is now up from 20 to 28% chance, and there's a little old 2% chance there of getting an exclusive, which is what we're all after. Now, if we have a look on them, we can see that we've now got half the chance, there's half the amount there, so you can sort of more target your odds. The odds aren't great, there's 2%, but you can more target what you're after. But I would probably more target looking at the mythic artifacts and think, well, maybe these are the ones I want, because now there's only half the amount of them. I say half, it's about half the amount. So your chances of getting a wailing skull, for example, are much greatly increased now when you're just doing for ground units. So you know, you might want to bear that in mind going ahead, and then we will look at the other ones on the next video. Right, so ground units, stage 19 now. Right, so stage 19 is done. Paradonoman, we'll leave that on for a second because I want to do something. Now, the map has changed somewhat, so let's have a look at the map info. So what's going to happen is a boss is going to arrive at that bottom right hand side, and then he's going to send off lots of mobs down. Okay, what he does this flesh offering skill here, sacrifices his own flesh to summon 10 cursed lackeys to join the battle, and he's going to sit up there in that bottom right hand corner. He's going to do this flesh offering, and that does reduce his health. His health comes down a lot there, so we're going to rely on that, or we do rely on that, and then he sends down these 10 mobs and we have to sort out the 10 mobs. That's the bit with the boss. Now over on the left hand side and going up and round, we have another set of ads coming down there. We do have to worry about those, and then right in the top right hand corner there's 2 little tombstones there, and we get 2 mobs come out from there. Now I think there's 3 groups, possibly 4, depending on your timings of mobs coming out there, and you do need to take charge of those, and we'll show you why. Let's just have a quick run through because it's easier to show why there. In fact, we can probably, yeah, we're just going to auto fight it because the thing I want to show you is towards the end anyway. So let's check that out towards the end. Yeah, I mean, it's probably 2/3 of the way through the fight. So you want some AoE, you want some fighters, but we'll discuss all that in a minute, and we'll put some links down so you can hop ahead to the actual run. I'll do some chapters down below. I'm a bit lazy on chapters, I must admit, so we'll get that out of the way for us. And there's our AoE damage, and we take care of everything, all nice and fantastic there. There's the mobs coming round on that left hand side there, and the top left coming round, so we take care of those. And you can see here, this is where he's dropping his flesh. But the important part is, right, do we want to do this now? Right, we'll take this, right, because what we want to do, we want to get rid of Wrath. That's the important thing. So have a look at these 2 mobs coming down now, and the boss. This is the boss's health bar. So the important thing is these 2 mobs coming down now, the boss can consume those. He would devour those. And there you go, you see, he's had an increase in health, and he gets a buff as well. Okay, there, more health he's got coming in now. There we go, he gets another 800k, and now he comes down to attack us. So that is a nightmare. That's what we're going to stop. So be aware, that's where he gets his buff from now, not anywhere else in the game. It's just those sets of 2 mobs coming around the top right. Okay, so we need to bear that in mind. Right, let's go and have a look at our team and how we're going to make our team up and how we're going to conquer this. Right, let's jump into this then. Right, so let's jump into the first part. Shameless self-promotion. Okay, if you're looking for the heroes and what heroes you can use, either use a guide like this or one of the other content creators. They'll all provide guides for you as well, and you can go through the heroes. But if you are wondering which heroes to use, then what we want to do is you want to come to the website, you want to go to Watch Your Realms, and in the search bar we can then search for things we want to search for. So you might want to search for multi-target attack, although that may not be good. So multi-target attack, they're all the people that do multi-target attack for you. And then also you might want to multi-target attack and a fighter. So there you go, they're the fighters that do multi-target attack, so that might be something you want to look for. Although you will notice that, for example, Valk won't be on there because she's not classed in the game as multi-target attack, even though she does. So you could search for AoE damage plus fighter, and then you'd get a list of, oh, you get an absolute massive list there. So there we go, let's shorten that down. Yeah, there we go. So then you just get the 2 pages of them there. We can sort that out. So that is everyone there who does an AoE damage and is a fighter. So there you go, quick way to actually find out who you want and who you want in your team, because you're going to need some AoE damage. Right, let's jump back into the video. Right, so let's go into making up our team. What do we want? We want a healer. So we're going to need a healer. So let's have a look. Healers, Vortex, can't go wrong. Let's chuck a Vortex in there, do like his healing. Right, now after that we're going to need some multi-target or AoE DPS, so let's have a look for that as well. And we are going to be using fighters. Gluttony, A.M.R, Valk, Abomination. Right, that's going to cover off my 4 heroes that I'm going to use to do the mobs coming down, the 10 mobs. They're going to take care of those 10 mobs for me, and that is essentially how they're going to run. Right, so I can place 8 down, so I've got my first 5 down already. My next issue is at the on the top and the left hand side. I'm going to need 2 people down there. So who am I using? I'm using a Valk because absolutely awesome, and I'm using someone to hit over Valk as well. It could be single target, but as long as they've got enough range to reach over the Valk, then that's good. I think I've got my Valk relatively tanky. I'm not too sure, but we'll have a look at her at the end, and we'll have a look at the gear they've got on and that sort of thing. So that's those 2. Then lastly, I need someone to take care of the top right hand side to stop that buff going on the boss. Now for me, I've used my Wrath, and now I've got 2 spaces available for me. So where do I want to go with my 2 spaces available? Well, that's pretty much up to you. I'm looking, 2 options I've got, I feel. Firstly, Valk's going to get swapped over so we can collect up the full Lord bonus, and then after that I've then got either 2 Northerners that I want to put a Lord bonus on, or cultist. So I mean, mix and match to either way you feel you want to do it. I'm going to go, I think, cultist Lord. I'm not putting her down there to actually play. She's going to post nothing in the game other than the Lord skill, so it increases faction team members by 15%. That's why she's going down there, mostly because I don't have a legendary Northerner. Otherwise, maybe, who knows. So that's the option I've got down there, and I've got 1 more space available to me. So another fighter, I'm going to take Cerberus, put him in just because he's a cultist and he's a fighter. That is it really. That's the only reason. He probably won't get played at all either. So there we go. That is our team made up. Now let's jump into the fight. Right, we've got a pod off. We can see there's nothing up there in the corner, and now you need, or I need, to place down the heroes in order of how long it's going to take them to build up their ultimate. So longest first, and then sort of working down. The others don't really matter because they come in time anyway. They're relatively short to build up. Now, as you can see, the boss has just done his offering of flesh, so he's going to summon up these 10 minions. They're going to charge down those bottom 2 lanes. There's 5 in each lane to come down and attack us. Now What we have to do there is we have to note that we have to A, take them on, and B, it takes 28% of the boss's health. Fantastic. So the boss is killing himself for us. Absolutely brilliant. Now we just need to hope that we've got enough DPS to actually get these down. Now the next mobs I'm placing down, I'm placing Volker over there. That will supply everyone with a bit of healing. It's not much healing, but it's a little bit. And remember, if you've got healing effect on there, now you've got Volker down, everyone will get a little bit more. Right, after that, Zillitude's going down. Zillitude's there to fire over Volker. When the mobs come down, Volker's going to tank them up, and Zillitude's going to actually do the rest of the damage there for us. Now we want to give them some healing. Actual proper healing, so our healer can go down now. Not so much for what the boss is doing. So the boss is sending those mobs down. They're not too bad. But the mobs coming around on the top and the left hand side, they are going to do significantly more damage. So that's what the healing is really there for. There's the boss. He's done his another summon again, so he's all the way down to 44% health now. Zillitude's ultimate we can fire off. There we go, we can fire off some more ultimates. Now the last placement is Wrath. Now any sort of self-sustaining sort of fighter can go down here. Gluttony may be a massively good option for you. Okay, haven't played around, might have a quick play test of Gluttony at the end. Okay, so but I'm using Wrath. He can go down there, no issues whatsoever. And then it's just tanking up these 10 here. Now remember, your fighters can only block 2. We've got 2 fighters, so they can block 4, and there's 5 in each lane. So make sure you're kitting out one of your fighters with the artifact that allows you to block another one. Or you have to do enough DPS to kill one of them before the others join. They're your sort of two, essentially they're your 2 options on your way around it. I've gone with Abomination and Magnet have both got that artifact on so they can block another one. So my worst case scenario is I can block 5, which is what I'm sort of planning on really. Now we still get 3 rounds of it. Here we are, he's taking himself down to 16%, which is fine. And then Wrath is taking on these mobs up here. Now remember from earlier, they're the mobs that heal him up, and we don't want him healed up. We want him taking damage. There we are, absolutely brilliant. We should get rid of these mobs. The ones at the top and left hand side coming around there, we don't really have to worry about them too much. As long as we can keep them under control, we're sort of all right there. Now, these are the last sort of mobs we've got coming down here, and then we've got some options over what we can do. So there are all the mobs done. There's the boss, had a little stormy fit on, and now the boss comes down. So we can now start removing people that we want to. So my Uridin only firing in that one lane there, he's going to be of no use. My Magnet firing in that lane there, going to be of no use. If I'm confident with my DPS, then I don't have to worry about Wrath, those mobs coming down round to heal them up. So with your additional 2 that you've got down here, you may wish to consider this final part as an option. So I'm going to get rid of you, and I'm going to put you down here. So hopefully you'll be able to attack coming across there. Fire off Zillitude, fire her off as well. Now as you can see, we've got another 2 mobs up here. So if you're not overly confident about your DPS at the bottom, you'll have to keep your Wrath or your Gluttony, or whatever you've got up there. Don't do that up there. So just bear that in mind. I would have been happy to get rid of Wrath, and then I'm happy enough that the boss is going to go down. Once the boss dies, that's it done. You don't have to worry about clearing off these other mobs up here at the top and the left hand side. They're going to carry on regardless. So just bear that in mind. Oh, thank God for that. Thought the internet was going to go, and that's how you 3-star it. It's not overly tricky. I think it's a really well put together area of the game. I mean, you've got to have cleared stage 18 to get down here, so you want to bear that in mind. But let's have a quick look at the builds and things like that. Healer, Vortex. Whoops. Right, there's his build. Don't need an artifact on him. My Vortex build is the same as every other video I do, with Vortex on, including the one where I said this is how you kit him out to do stage 21 of Gear Raid 2, I think. So that's how I kit him out. HP and then speed in the middle. I like my healers to go fast. Right. And I think everyone else was a fighter. Right. So Azuruddin, he's probably one of my best kitted out champions for me. Skills are all done. Absolutely love him. And then he's in a Wailing Skull. So that's my Azuruddin. Absolutely brilliant. I do like him. Magma. Now there we go. That's the artifact we're on about there. It's only up to level 10. When deployed, increases block by 1. So do remember that when you're putting your fighters down, they can only block 2. He's sending in 2 waves of 5, so 10 in total coming down at you. So you need to be able to block 5 in each lane. And that's how I'm getting around it. You might want to go tank and fighter or something like that, but that's the way around I'm doing it. So that's why I have to use that artifact. Yeah, there's his gear, there's his stats. As for you, Balk. Skills aren't all done. It's just the basic that's not done. Probably do it at some point. She's got her exclusive on. That wouldn't make a great deal of difference here. I don't think. It's just she gets the extra range with the shield. She supplies herself with the shield, but I'm also using Vortex, so she'd get shield anyway. Right, so that's her out of the way. Abomination is sitting in front of her. Now Abomination has on the artifact to enable the extra block. Haven't fully upgraded it because you need 2. So there we go. Skills aren't all done if you're interested in those, is basics, and then he is in a more tanky set to be able to do some damage as well. I probably don't need him in that, but that's the set I've got him in. He's a bit tankier. Dilitude, she's done up in Soulbound. It probably could have worked better if I put an artifact on her, who knows, but there you are. So just bear that in mind. If you're doing this, put artifacts on your champions. There was a way that before you said go, that it said these champions aren't geared up. That would be nice. And then we've got Volker. She's got her exclusive on, and then she's geared up like that. That's essentially how she's done, and she's fine like that to tank it up. What have I got on her? She's got crit damage, that's a surprise, attack, and attack. So yeah, she's got any old stuff on really, and it works. It doesn't need that much tanking, but she does need to do a bit. Right, so that's Volker. And then after that, was there any? There Wrath, wasn't there? Wrath, yes. So we've used Wrath there. That's his build and his kit. Do quite like him. Skills are all done, and he's A5 as well. And he was in one of those artifacts as well, solely because he needs to heal himself when he's up there, and he gives him more healing. Although, imagine, I think he would be a good call. I do. I'm going to go quickly try him. At the end of this video, there will be a quick snippet of Gluttony doing it, or not doing it, and we'll see how that goes. Gluttony looks like it's working fine up there. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. The ultimate's the big hit, isn't it? Boom. Right. Gluttony looks like it worked fine up there. I don't know what happened down here. Didn't really pay attention to it. Just wanted to run Gluttony. So there you go. Gluttony does work fine up there. So if you've got a Gluttony, feel free to put them up there. Right. Thank you very much. That is me done. That is stage 19 of it done. If you're looking for champions, feel free to use the website. Link will be in the description below. I'll put some chapters in so you can hop about to where you want to go. That is how you conquer 19. It is not that hard. I think it's a good balance. 21 is much harder. Haven't done it yet. Played around on the stream, had some great ideas from other people who joined us. That was fantastic, so thank you very much to those, and we'll have more of a play with 21 later, but that's stage 19. Stage 20 will be out shortly, and that is even easier. Right, if you've done the recent limited fusions or limited summons. Right, so anyway, that's me done. Thank you very much for your time. Please leave the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, help me out massively, and I'll see you in a video again in about a couple of hours when the next one comes out. Cheers then, goodbye.